because that's really the best book that's written. You know, why not? Read something that's worthwhile. As you get to the South Pole, you realize you run out of fuel. You use your encyclopedias to burn a fire, every single one of them, to keep you warm. That's your paintings. All right?
All right.
It's thrown out in the trash. It's used.
Well,
there's nothing good unless you really think you have something to say. You know, or unless you really have something to make it valuable.
well,
I don't think sitting around painting circles, I think circle paintings would be, say, good fire burning energy.
Okay.
You know, I mean, for compared to a person who's doing something like this, it's not that. I mean, I'm talking about like, I mean, everything here you see is pretty much that too.
Right.
You know, it's the same situation.
Well, it's what you
a
want to get out of the
concept.
situation.
It's a concept.
It's what you want to get out of the situation. What you want to be a technically sound painter? Because if you do, I mean, if I had a can of spray paint here, I could go to your canvas and I could spray, you know, like put, you know, all over her face. You know, it wouldn't be destroying the actual canvas. It would just be, you know, and then you'd have to do it again. And I would have helped you on your journey because you would have had to do it again. Right. I mean, and that's, you know.
Good point.
I mean, and then, you know, you could paint, you know, this silly abstract painting that you do because, you know, you want to pay your rent every month. Let's say that was your goal. You know, it probably isn't, but like, let's say that's your goal. You want to pay the rent. Then you know, you'd come up with something that, you know, would allow you to sell enough paintings to pay
if
your rent.
now here's a good situation with the person in the South Pole with carrying the encyclopedias with him, because that was his prized possession, and the only thing that he thought in my conquest of the South Pole, if there's anything I want besides suffering all the elements, maybe I'll read an encyclopedia because that might bring me some sort of like happiness of some sort. Now, that is a beautiful example of like burning those things to keep himself warm. Now, I think also in paintings you have to look at it like that.
Well, not only is he trying to stay warm, but he's trying to
survive.
And he's trying to stay warm. He's trying to stay warm, survive, but he's trying to finish his journey. And you know, with that example, you know, I'm assuming that finishing a painting is crossing the South Pole, right?
Right.
It's not staying alive. That's not the. I mean, we all, you know, regardless if he finishes painting, you want to stay alive. Regardless if he crosses the South Pole, he wants to stay alive. So he is burning the encyclopedias to finish the painting, you know? Right? So
in essence, he's
burning
them at the same
so
time.
Burning the encyclopedias to finish that painting would really just be like, say, you know, drinking a six-pack, or walking the streets of Austin, just trying to, you know, get some kind of motivation, you know, some inspiration from watching people buy things at, you know, a store, or watch a pretty girl walk down the street, or buy a sandwich. I mean, these are all.
Just realize that everything that you do is worthy of destroying, you know, and also everything I do is similar to that. All right, it's worthy of that. There's no like.
There's no other way to become an artist until you've painted a painting and you look at it and you enjoy it, I think, and then you go to bed, you wake up the next morning and you paint right over it, you know, and you make a new painting. Because you have to understand that that was a moment and now it's time to move on, because that's old, that's over, you know, and it's time to continue, you know.
I mean, everything you look at here is like ready to be destroyed. Stuff is gone still, man.
But it's material you can use to paint a new painting, right? These are all paintings waiting to be painted. This is just, you could say it's just like...
Oh, man.
That is...
Make sure you have a good grip on it.
It's on. Yeah, so...
No, put it on me. This isn't music. We're not a band. We're 5 middle fingers on a motherfucking hand.
Yeah, do you have an original thought?
No, I only do what Marilyn Manson, Howard Stern, Eminem, and George Bush tell me.